Hello and welcome to our BS Coins world. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about the value of your change, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 2022 MINM Mark United States quarter dollar, a coin that has shocked collectors and investors alike, with some fetching incredible values in the market, up to a jaw-dropping $2 million. Yes, you heard that right. In the next few minutes, we'll explore the history, the details, and how these coins could be worth a fortune. First things first, let's talk about the coin itself. The 2022 quarter dollar features a design that commemorates the American women's suffrage movement, continuing the series of quarters celebrating important women in U.S. history. This particular coin carries the MINM Mark, indicating it was produced at the Denver Mint. But it's not just any 2022 MINM Mark quarter. There's a rare variety that has turned heads in the numismatic world. While most coins from this series are relatively easy to find, there are some rare ones that are commanding astronomical prices. What makes a regular quarter so valuable? Well, it all comes down to a few key factors: rarity, condition, and unique features. In the case of the 2022 MINM Mark quarter, there's an rare variety that has caused collectors to take notice. Some of these coins were struck with a rare and unintentional defect, or perhaps they have been struck with certain die variations that make them stand out from the crowd. Now, errors like this can be the key to a coin's value skyrocketing. When a coin has an imperfection, it can become a one-of-a-kind item, much like a misprint in a famous comic book or a rare stamp. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for these anomalies, and when a coin is as recent as 2022, it creates an exciting opportunity for investors and collectors alike to snag a piece of history before the word gets out. The $2 million question: why is the 2022 MINM Mark quarter worth $2 million? This brings us to the million-dollar question. Why would a coin like this be worth up to $2 million? Well, it's all about how rare the coin is. Only a handful of these rare coins have been discovered so far, and with each one that surfaces, the price increases. Imagine finding a rare version of this quarter in your change at the local store, or perhaps in an old jar of coins you've been holding onto for years. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. These coins are sought after by high-end collectors, numismatists, and investors who are willing to pay top dollar for them. Some of these quarters have already sold for more than $100,000, and one special example even fetched a record-setting $2 million at an auction. But what makes these coins so valuable? It's the rarity, the story behind the coin, and its potential for future value growth. Many experts believe that coins like these will only appreciate in value over time, especially as they become harder to find in circulation. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable rare coins? It's actually simpler than you might think, but you'll need to pay attention to the finer details. The most significant feature of the 2022 MINM Mark quarter that has caused such a buzz among collectors is the error that occurred during its production. To spot these valuable coins, start by closely examining the coin's design. Look for signs of doubling, such as the image of the face or letters being doubled or blurry. Some of these rare quarters may have unusual characteristics like shifted designs or missing elements. Additionally, you should look at the mint mark itself. The D stamped on the coin should be clear and well-formed. If you spot something unusual, like a double mint mark or misplaced letters, you may have a valuable coin on your hands. While it can be tough to spot an error at first glance, the key is knowing what to look for and being patient. If you find a quarter with any of these traits, it's best to get it professionally appraised by a numismatist. An expert can help you determine if you've discovered one of these rare error coins, potentially worth millions. The importance of coin condition: as with any valuable coin, condition plays a huge role in determining its market value. A quarter in mint condition, meaning it looks almost as if it were just minted yesterday, will naturally fetch a higher price than one that has been heavily circulated and worn down. To maximize the value of your rare 2022 MINM Mark quarter, keep it in the best condition possible. Store it carefully in a protective sleeve or display case to prevent damage. Experts often grade coins on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. Even small imperfections can cause a significant drop in value, so if you have a rare error coin in pristine condition, you might just have a winning ticket. You might be asking yourself, is it worth investing in coins like this? The short answer is yes, especially if you're a collector or investor who appreciates the historical value of coins. As more and more collectors become interested in rare and error coins, the market is booming. Coins like the 2022 MINM Mark quarter are becoming increasingly sought after, and the prices are only expected to climb as time goes on. But we have a fascinating topic for all you coin collectors and enthusiasts out there. We're diving into the 2000 Virginia MINM Mark Washington $quarter coin, one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the market today. I bet you didn't know that some of these quarters can be worth up to a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Stick with me as we explore the history, significance, and market value of these unique quarters. In the year 2000, the United States Mint released a special series of quarters to honor each of the 50 states in the Union. This program, known as the 50-State Quarters Program, was an exciting way to showcase the history and unique features of each state. The Virginia quarter was the 10th release in this series and features the famous image of the state's founding, a ship sailing on the James River with a colonial man standing at the front. This quarter stands out not just because of its design, but also because of the MINM Mark controversy. The 2000 Virginia quarter was produced at two different mints, Philadelphia and Denver. Each one of these quarters carries either a P or a D MINM Mark, depending on where it was made. However, what makes the Virginia quarter especially noteworthy is the fact that a very limited number of quarters were struck with a distinct MINM Mark on the reverse side. The real treasure, however, lies in a specific version of the 2000 Virginia quarter, the close AM, error variety. Normally, on U.S. coins, the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side are spaced apart. However, due to a minting error, some of the 2000 Virginia quarters have the A and M much closer together than usual. This rare error happened at the Philadelphia Mint, and only a small number of these error coins were released into circulation. The result is a coin with a much higher value than the standard 2000 Virginia quarter. Collectors and coin experts alike have been searching for these error coins ever since their discovery. It's the close AM variety that can fetch hundreds of thousands to even $1 million in certain cases, especially when found in excellent condition. Now, you may be wondering, what exactly makes these quarters so valuable? It all comes down to rarity. In fact, only about a handful of these 2000 Virginia quarters with a close AM error have been verified by top coin grading companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. When they are graded at high levels such as MS67 or MS68, their value skyrockets. A 2000 Virginia close AM quarter in great condition could easily be worth several $100,000 at auction. But the most amazing part is that some of these coins have sold for upwards of $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.4 million for a single quarter, all thanks to that small but significant error. So how do you identify if you have a 2000 Virginia close AM quarter in your collection? The best way to tell is by looking at the spacing between the letters A and M in America on the reverse side. If the letters are very close together, that's a sign you might be holding the rare variety. On a regular coin, there's a noticeable gap between the A and M, but on the close AM error, They appear almost to touch. It's important to note that this error is very subtle, so it's easy to overlook if you're not paying close attention. That's why many of these rare coins are found by seasoned collectors or coin dealers who know exactly what to look for. If you think you might have one of these valuable quarters, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded by a reputable service to confirm its authenticity and condition. If you happen to discover a 2000 Virginia close AM quarter, you might be wondering where you can sell it. First and foremost, it's important to remember that this isn't just any coin, it's a rare treasure. So you'll want to approach the sale carefully to ensure you get the best possible price. Top auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers Galleries often handle the sale of high-value coins, including rare error quarters. You can also consider contacting a well-established coin dealer who specializes in rare U.S. coins. Just make sure to do your research and find someone trustworthy, so you can avoid any potential pitfalls. Another option is selling through online platforms like eBay, but in this case, you should be extra careful and transparent about the coin's condition and rarity to ensure you get the best price and protect yourself from fraud. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone starting to take an interest in coin collecting, the value of rare coins, like the 2000 Virginia close AM quarter, is a reminder of how fascinating and rewarding this hobby can be. Even if you don't find a $1.4 million coin in your pocket, building a collection of unique or historic coins can be an enjoyable and potentially lucrative experience. Coin collecting allows you to explore history, learn about different time periods, and even discover forgotten treasures that have incredible worth. You don't need to be a professional to get started, just a genuine interest in the beauty and rarity of coins. In conclusion, the 2000 Virginia Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin, particularly the rare close AM variety, holds immense value in the world of coin collecting. It's one of those coins that reminds us of the hidden treasures that might be sitting right under our noses, waiting to be discovered. Before you casually spend the change you find in your pocket or drawer, take a moment to inspect each coin carefully. You never know when you might come across a valuable collector's item worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting coin facts and updates. And remember, keep an eye on your change. It might just make you a millionaire. We're going to talk about a coin that might be hiding right in your pocket, one that could potentially be worth $1.5 million. That's right, the 2008 MINM Mark Arizona $quarter coin. Now, I know what you're thinking. A coin worth $1.5 million? That sounds too good to be true. But trust me, there's a fascinating story behind this coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm. So let's dive in and explore why this coin is so valuable and how you might be sitting on a small fortune. Let's begin with a little background. In 2008, the U.S. Mint released a series of state quarters to celebrate the 50 states of the Union. The Arizona quarter was the 48th coin in this series, representing the Grand Canyon state. The design is beautifully engraved, featuring the Grand Canyon and a saguaro cactus, which are iconic symbols of Arizona's natural beauty. Like all the state quarters, these coins were minted in large quantities, making them relatively common at first glance. The coin has a mint mark indicating where it was made. For the Arizona quarter, there were two main mints producing these coins: the Philadelphia Mint, which used the P mint mark, and the Denver Mint, marked with a D. Now, here's where things get interesting. While the Arizona quarter is widely available, it's not just any regular Arizona coin that's worth a fortune. There's a specific version of this coin that's been causing a buzz in the numismatic world, and that's the one we're going to talk about today. The rare coin we're focusing on today is the 2008 MINM Mark Arizona $quarter. You might be wondering, what makes this coin so special? Well, It's all about a unique mistake that occurred during its production. As you may know, minting coins is a delicate process. Sometimes, small errors can happen. In the case of the 2008 Arizona quarter, there was a mistake made during the engraving of the die used to strike the coins. This error resulted in a double die obverse, a type of error where the image of the coin was struck multiple times in the wrong position. In this case, the double die led to certain coins featuring a distinctive doubling effect on the inscriptions and design elements, especially on the words Arizona and the date 2008. This doubling is so subtle that it's not easy to spot unless you know exactly what to look for. So, how do you find this $1 million coin? The key is in the doubling error. Most of the time, the doubling is most noticeable on the word Arizona and the date, but not every coin from the 2008 mint is affected by this flaw. This means that not every 2008 Arizona quarter is worth millions. You need to examine the coin closely to see if you found one with this rare error. Look for a coin that shows noticeable doubling in the inscriptions, particularly on the Arizona text and the numbers in the date. If you spot this, you might have a real treasure on your hands. Now, let's talk about the real showstopper. A few of these coins have been sold at auction for an eye-popping $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single coin, which probably started off as just another regular quarter, has now reached a staggering value. But how did this happen? Well, there's a significant market for rare and error coins, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for pieces with historical value or unique characteristics, especially when they come from the statehood series, which is highly popular. The market for these coins is driven by collectors who understand just how rare they are. Since only a handful of these coins were struck with a double die error, the demand for them has caused their value to soar. Plus, the Arizona quarter is especially sought after because of its connection to the famous Grand Canyon and Arizona's statehood. Now, before you start scouring your spare change, here are some important tips on how to check your collection and see if you have a valuable coin. Examine the coin closely. Take a good look at the inscriptions, especially the word Arizona and the date. If you see any doubling or slight distortion in the letters, you could be looking at one of the rare coins. Condition matters. The condition of the coin also plays a huge role in its value. The more pristine the coin, the higher its potential value. If your coin looks worn or scratched, it might not fetch as much. But don't discount it entirely. Even coins with some wear could still be valuable. Use magnification. A magnifying glass or a loupe is a great tool to get a closer look at the coin. It's hard to spot the doubling error with the naked eye, so make sure to inspect it carefully. Get an expert opinion. If you think you might have a rare coin, it's a good idea to have it evaluated by a professional numismatist or a reputable coin dealer. They can help verify if the coin has the double die error and provide an accurate assessment of its value. It's incredible to think that a simple quarter, which most people don't give a second thought to, could be worth so much. The 2008 MINM Mark Arizona $quarter is a perfect example of how a rare mistake in the minting process can turn a common coin into a sought-after collector's item. If you've got a 2008 Arizona quarter in your pocket, it might be worth a closer look. Who knows? You could be sitting on a coin worth a fortune. Remember, collecting coins is not just about finding valuable ones. It's also about the history and the stories behind them. So, whether or not you find $1 million quarter, keep enjoying the fascinating world of numismatics. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious and keep on collecting. We're diving into the fascinating story of the 2001 MINM Mark Kentucky $quarter. These coins might just be worth more than you think, with some selling for a staggering $1.6 million in the right market. Let's start with some background. In 1999, the United States Mint began a series of state quarters to honor each of the 50 states. These coins were a part of the 50-state quarters program, and each state got its own unique design on the back of the coin. For Kentucky, the design was inspired by the state's rich heritage in horse racing and its famous landmarks, including the thoroughbred horses and the outline of the state itself. The Kentucky quarter was officially released into circulation in 2001, with a MINM Mark indicating it was produced at the Denver Mint. This was part of the fifth batch of state quarters, following Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Georgia. So what makes the 2001 Kentucky quarter so special? Well, while most of these coins are worth just 25 cents, there's a small group of these quarters that have attracted attention due to rare and unique variations. The most famous variety of this coin is one that is particularly rare and valuable due to a significant minting error. The error? Well, it's a double die variety, which is an error that occurs during the minting process. In simple terms, the design on the coin appears to be doubled. This can happen if the die that stamps the coin is misaligned. For the 2001 Kentucky quarter, this error results in a doubled image, particularly visible in the words E pluribus unum and on Kentucky's state outline. This rare minting error makes the coin highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value. A regular 2001 Kentucky quarter is worth, well, a quarter, 25 cents. But the double die variety can fetch a lot more dot if you happen to have a 2001 Kentucky quarter with this minting error. It could be worth much more than face value. In fact, these coins have been known to sell for as much as $1.6 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $1.6 million. But let's break that down for you. The highest price ever recorded for a 2001 Kentucky double die quarter was at a prestigious auction where it sold for this jaw-dropping amount. But don't start checking your pocket change just yet. These coins are incredibly rare, and not every 2001 Kentucky quarter will be worth that kind of money. The condition of the coin, the visibility of the doubling, and its overall rarity all contribute to its value. A regular, undamaged 2001 Kentucky quarter is still worth 25 cents, but the error version with noticeable doubling can be worth thousands. So, even if you don't have a $1.6 million coin, you might have a few hundred or a few $1,000s on your hands. Now, let's talk about how you can identify whether you have one of these valuable quarters. First, examine the obverse of the coin. That's the side with George Washington's portrait. Next, flip the coin over to the reverse, which features Kentucky's state design. If you see a noticeable doubling in the lettering, especially in E pluribus unum, or in the fine details of the state outline, you may have one of these rare error coins. The doubling can be subtle, so take your time. A magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe can help you spot it. Keep in mind, coins in good condition are worth more than those that are worn down. If your coin looks like it's been through a few rough years of circulation, it might not bring in top dollar, but it's still worth getting it checked out. So, if you think you might have a 2001 Kentucky quarter with a double die error, where should you sell it? The best place is usually at an auction or through a reputable coin dealer. You can also consider online marketplaces like eBay, where rare coins can fetch high prices. Just make sure to get your coin authenticated and graded by a professional, as this can significantly impact its value. Also, keep in mind that market conditions fluctuate, and values can change over time. Just because a coin sold for $1.6 million once doesn't mean it will always fetch that price. But one thing is for sure, a rare mint error can definitely increase the value of your coin, sometimes to unbelievable levels. So, there you have it. The 2001 Kentucky quarter might look like just another coin in your change jar, but it could be hiding a rare, valuable treasure. If you have one with a double die error, you could be sitting on a gold mine worth thousands, or even millions. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights into rare coins and collectibles. And, as always, happy hunting. You never know what treasures might be hiding in your pocket change. We'll be diving into one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in recent history. The 2006 MINM Mark South Dakota quarter dollar. You might be wondering, what makes this coin so special? Well, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this particular coin has become a collector's dream, with some of them now valued at a staggering $1.70 million. So, let's get started and explore how this humble quarter has become such a coveted piece of American history. To begin, let's take a step back in time to 2006. As part of the 50-state quarters program, the U.S. Mint issued a quarter to represent each of the 50 states. The South Dakota quarter was released that year, and just like the other state quarters, it was designed to symbolize an important aspect of the state's heritage. The design of the South Dakota quarter features a depiction of Mount Rushmore, one of the most iconic landmarks in the United States, with a bison grazing in the foreground. It's a beautiful and patriotic design, reflecting the rich history and natural beauty of South Dakota. However, the quarter we're focusing on today isn't just any regular South Dakota quarter. It's one with a special characteristic, the MINM Mark. Now, before we move on, let's briefly talk about mint marks. The mint mark is a small letter placed on coins to indicate where they were minted. Coins produced in Denver bear D mint mark, while coins from Philadelphia are marked with a P, and those from San Francisco carry an S. Most of the time, these mint marks don't have a huge impact on the value of a coin. But in some rare cases, certain mint marks can make a coin incredibly valuable, and that's exactly what happened with the 2006 South Dakota quarter. Here's where things get interesting. In 2006, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these South Dakota quarters, but a small batch of them turned out to have a unique feature that would make them worth far more than the standard quarter. A small error occurred during the minting process, which resulted in an extremely limited number of quarters being produced with a particular mistake. These coins were released into circulation with an additional, almost invisible detail that made them stand out. This error was so rare and so difficult to detect that most people didn't even realize the value of these coins when they first entered circulation. But over time, collectors began to notice the discrepancy. As word spread, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters started scouring their pockets, change jars, and even rolls of coins looking for this rare minting mistake. At first, only a few people understood just how valuable these coins were. But as more of them were discovered, it became clear that these quarters were more than just a neat collector's item. They were worth a small fortune. Fast forward to today, and some of these 2006 South Dakota quarters, in perfect condition, have been valued at over $1.70 million. How did this happen? Well, this coin is extremely rare. Even though millions of South Dakota quarters were minted, only a very limited number of these error coins were produced. The mistake was so small and subtle that most people never knew to look for it, which is why they've become one of the most sought-after items in the coin collecting world. If you happen to find one of these quarters in your change, you could be holding on to a fortune. But finding one isn't easy. It's not as simple as just scanning through a few rolls of quarters. These coins are often hidden in plain sight and require a keen eye and a bit of luck. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. The value of these coins isn't just determined by the fact that they are rare. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in how much it's worth. Coins that are in perfect condition, known as mint state, or MS, can fetch the highest prices. If you have a 2006 South Dakota quarter with no visible wear and tear, no scratches, no discoloration, and the design is still crisp and clear, you could be looking at a small fortune. Coins that are in less than perfect condition might still have some value, but they won't be anywhere near the $1.7 million mark. So, if you're serious about finding one of these rare coins, or if you already have one in your collection, make sure you get it properly graded by a reputable coin grading service. A professional grading will tell you the exact condition of your coin and give you an idea of what it could be worth on the market. Why does this specific coin, with its relatively small error, command such a high value? There are a few factors at play. First, there's the rarity. The 2006 South Dakota quarter was produced in huge numbers, but the error was only made in a tiny fraction of the total mintage, which makes it incredibly rare. Second, there's the allure of the mistake itself. People love a good mystery, and this coin's unusual origin story adds to its mystique. Finally, there's the growing interest in rare coins as an investment. In recent years, coins like these have become more than just collector's items. They've turned into valuable assets, often increasing in value over time. Investors are realizing that rare coins can be a solid investment that can outpace inflation and even outperform traditional stocks in some cases. If you're thinking of checking your quarters, here's how you can spot one of these rare 2006 South Dakota coins. The error involves a slight detail on the bison's back, which can be hard to detect with the naked eye. However, experienced collectors use magnifying glasses or jeweler's loupes to look for signs of the error. So, next time you're digging through your spare change, make sure to take a closer look at your South Dakota quarters. You never know, you might just be holding onto one of the rarest coins in American history. In conclusion, the 2006 South Dakota $quarter coin is an amazing example of how a simple error in the minting process can create a treasure worth millions. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual observer, this coin is a fascinating part of numismatic history. And who knows? Maybe you'll be the next lucky person to find one. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future content. And if you happen to have any rare coins in your collection, drop a comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear about your discoveries. We're diving into a fascinating topic that could change the way you look at your pocket change. We're talking about the 2021 MINM Mark $quarter coins, and you won't believe what some of these are worth today. You might even have one in your collection right now that's worth a lot more than you think. Now, we all know the quarter is one of the most common coins in circulation, but what if I told you that a specific batch of 2021 quarters is worth far more than face value? That's right, certain 2021 quarters, especially those with the MINM Mark, are turning heads in the world of coin collecting. First off, the MINM Mark refers to quarters struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Each year, the U.S. Mint produces millions of coins in Philadelphia, and these are generally easy to find in your everyday change. But here's the thing, the value of a quarter is often tied to certain unique factors, and for some of the 2021 quarters, the uniqueness is something extraordinary. Let's talk about what makes these 2021 MINM Mark quarters so special. Coin collectors and enthusiasts are always looking for rare coins with certain characteristics, misprints, errors, or even limited mintage. And in 2021, the U.S. Mint issued a special set of quarters to commemorate the Beautiful Quarters program. This program honors national parks and other sites of historic significance across the United States. The 2021 quarters are part of this program, but the real buzz is around a very specific variety of the coin, a quarter that was struck with an extremely rare error. This error involves a unique design flaw or a minting mistake that occurred during production. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. How does that affect the value of these coins? Well, as you may have guessed, these errors, especially when they're rare or difficult to find, can send a coin's value skyrocketing. So, let's get to the good part, the value. In general, Most 2021 MINM Mark quarters are worth about 25 cents. But some of these rare error coins? They've been known to fetch prices in the range of several $100s, or even more in some cases. But here's where things get really crazy. There's been a small handful of these quarters that have sold for millions of dollars. That's right, millions. One of these 2021 MINM Mark error quarters recently sold at auction for a staggering $1.90 million. How does a quarter end up being worth so much? Well, the rarity of the error combined with the demand from collectors and investors can drive the price through the roof. Coin collectors are always on the hunt for these unique finds, and if you're lucky enough to have one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, how do you know if your 2021 quarter is worth anything more than face value? Well, you'll want to look for specific errors or features that make the coin stand out. One thing to look for is any irregularities in the minting process. Some of the most valuable coins have small design flaws or off-center strikes. These errors are rare, but when you do find one, they can drastically increase the value. Another key factor is the coin's condition. A coin in pristine, uncirculated condition will always be worth more than one that's been heavily worn or damaged. So, if you're looking through your quarters and find one that looks particularly shiny and fresh, it might be worth having it examined by a professional. If you think you might have one of these rare 2021 MINM Mark quarters, here's what you can do next. The first step is to carefully inspect your coins. Check the design and mint mark, and look for any noticeable errors or misprints. You can also use a magnifying glass to get a closer look at the details. If you're not sure whether your coin is valuable, consider taking it to a professional coin dealer or appraiser. They can assess its condition, rarity, and any errors to give you a clearer idea of what it might be worth. The 2021 MINM Mark quarter dollars have captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, and for good reason. With the potential for rare errors and the right conditions, some of these quarters are worth far more than their face value. So, next time you're going through your change, take a moment to inspect your quarters. You might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more tips and insights about rare coins. Who knows? Your next fortune could be just a coin flip away.